Sometimes you forget that irony exists, and then other times you get to watch an autocratic leader get mercilessly booed to his face at a musical performance about people rising up against autocratic oppressors. I mean, Les Miserables is literally about students and revolutionaries in France fighting against a corrupt system, one that oppresses the poor while the wealthy live in luxury. It's about Jean Valjean being persecuted by the relentless Inspector Javert for the crime of stealing bread to feed his sister's starving children. It's about ordinary people building barricades and singing "Do You Hear the People Sing?", a song about revolution against tyranny. And who shows up to watch this musical about overthrowing authoritarian rule? The very man who has spent the last 5 months systematically dismantling democratic institutions, deploying the military against American citizens, and installing himself as the chairman of cultural organizations. Donald Trump attending Les Miserables is like Elon Musk going to see Robin Hood the musical. The complete lack of self-awareness is staggering. But here's the thing. Trump isn't just getting booed because of his lack of self-awareness. He's also getting booed because of what he did specifically to the Kennedy Center. This was his victory lap at an institution that he has systematically destroyed and rebuilt in his own narcissistic image. It's a perfect microcosm of his authoritarian playbook. In February, Trump stunned the arts world by firing the Kennedy Center's longtime director and board and replacing them with Trump loyalists, who then named him as chairman. Just like that, one of America's premier cultural institutions became the plaything of a guy who thinks that dousing everything in Gilded Age gold like a 90s Miami penthouse is classy. He fired Deborah Rutter, who served as the president of the Cultural Center for over a decade. He purged members of the board who'd been appointed by President Biden. And who did he replace them with? Fox News hosts Maria Bartiromo and Laura Ingraham, Attorney General Pam Bondi, White House Chief of Staff Susie Wiles, and his own daughter-in-law, Usha Vance. Although I will say it must be a relief for these people to be allowed to crawl out of Trump's colon from time to time to watch a play. And then, of course, Trump had the audacity to appoint himself as chairman of the board. Think about that for a moment. The president of the United States, who should be focused on, running the country, made himself the chairman of a performing arts center so that he could control what shows get performed. And what was his vision for this takeover? No more drag shows or other anti-American propaganda, only the best, Trump wrote on social media, because apparently any semblance of diverse artistic expression is now anti-American propaganda in Trump's America, which makes this moment tonight all the more entertaining. You know, maybe if Trump started wearing drag, he might get even half the reception as these drag queens. It's also worth noting the results of his takeover of the Kennedy Center. Sales of subscription packages have plummeted. Several touring productions, including Hamilton, have canceled planned runs at the center. The creators of Hamilton specifically canceled a performance that was intended to be part of this Kennedy Center celebration of the 250th anniversary of the signing of the Declaration of Independence. It's also worth remembering this moment from Hamilton on Broadway when Trump's then Vice President Mike Pence attended a performance.
You know, we had a guest in the audience this evening. And Vice President-elect Pence, I see you walking out, but I hope you will hear us just a few more moments. There's nothing to boo here, ladies and gentlemen. There's nothing to boo here. We're all here sharing a story of love. We have a message for you, sir, and we hope that you will hear us out. And I encourage everybody to pull out your phones and tweet and post, because this message needs to be spread far and wide, okay? Vice President-elect Pence, we welcome you, and we truly thank you for joining us here at Hamilton, an American Musical. We really do. We, sir, we are the diverse America who are alarmed and anxious that your new administration will not protect us, our planet, our children, our parents, or defend us and uphold our inalienable rights, sir. But we truly hope that this show has inspired you to uphold our American values and to work on behalf of all of us. All of us. Again, we truly thank you for sharing this show, this wonderful American story told by a diverse group of men and women of different colors, creeds, and orientations.
Yeah, it turns out that being part of an administration that is hostile to the arts, to freedom, and to democracy doesn't get you a warm welcome everywhere. But here's what this Kennedy Center takeover really reveals: Donald Trump's desperate, pathological need to be the center of everything. He can't just be president, he needs to be chairman of the Kennedy Center too. He can't just let the arts exist, he needs to control what gets performed and how. He can't just attend a show, he needs to make it about himself. Which explains what Donald Trump is doing this Saturday, throwing himself a military parade for his birthday. Because while the country faces real challenges, while manufacturing continues to contract, while his trade deals remain imaginary, Donald Trump is spending an estimated $45 million in taxpayer funds to parade tanks through Washington, D.C. on June 14th, which just so happens to be his 79th birthday. The parade is going to include more than 6,600 soldiers, at least 150 vehicles, 50 helicopters, 7 bands, and an Army Golden Knights parachute team landing to present Donald Trump with a folded American flag. All on his birthday. What a coincidence. Trump has wanted this military parade since his first term, when he was inspired by France's Bastille Day celebration. But back then, the Pentagon shelved the plans over cost concerns. Estimates topped $90 million. But now, with loyalists in charge of the Pentagon and no guardrails whatsoever left, Donald Trump finally gets his authoritarian spectacle. And of course, he's framing it as a celebration of the Army's 250th anniversary. But let's be honest here. If the Army's anniversary fell on any other day, would we really be having a $45 million parade? Take all the time you need with that one. In other words, this is Donald Trump's birthday party, funded by taxpayers, disguised as military appreciation, all at the hands of a self-proclaimed champion for eliminating waste, fraud, and abuse. But as for this performance of Les Mis, these boos matter, because this is what resistance looks like in real time. When Vice President J.D. Vance and his wife attended a Kennedy Center show in March, the audience booed them too. And now Donald Trump gets the same treatment, because you can take over institutions, you can fire all the staff, you can control the programming, but you can't force people to like you. And Donald Trump feels like he derives his power from the fact that people give him total fealty. The audience at the Kennedy Center included people who paid up to $2 million to attend the reception with Trump, but it also included regular subscribers and ticket buyers who just wanted to see a show, and many of them made it clear what they thought of Donald Trump's presence, and that is the beauty of live theater. It's one of the few spaces left where you can't control the audience's reaction. So again, Trump can fire the board, he can install his cronies, he can eliminate the shows he doesn't like, but when he shows up, the audience can still boo. And they did. Before you go, if you enjoyed this content and you want to see more and support independent media, please subscribe to this channel. The subscribe button will be right here on the screen. But second, the reality is that we are now in a political environment where this administration can lean on any of the social media platforms to suppress certain voices if they don't like critical coverage. That means my longevity here is in the hands of a few tech billionaires who are already making it clear that they are willing to cater to this administration. To that end, signing up for my newsletter is a way for me to reach you directly if that ever becomes necessary. I'll put the link right here on the screen as well, so please sign up. It's free, but there's also an option to do a paid subscription if you'd like to support me and my team. I really appreciate it. Thanks so much for watching.